we are officially live streaming. So try not to embarrass yourselves. Let me just announce things here in the live stream, and then I'm going to start getting the newbies signed up that are, or newbies in here that are signed up. And like I said, you got plenty of time before we get started if you want to go grab a drink or something. So welcome to this week's live stream teaching raid. This week is going to be Epic Von 5.6. And if you're new to these events, this is something we've been doing on Sarlona. It's our 4th year doing them, and it's events that we host for new players. And we show them how these raids work. We've been working through, well, right now we're just past the halfway point of our season. We do it in the spring, or winter and spring. And we've already worked through every raid in the game once, and last week started the start of the second half of the season where we started at the top of the lineup, and we're working through them all again before we shut them down for the season, for the year. And then hopefully bring them back next winter. So I'm going to take a few minutes to get the sign-ups in here. And our goal here, is not to make these folks experts at these raids. It's just to give them a basic level of competency so that they feel comfortable with the raid. They feel like they can go into a pug and have a reasonable understanding of what's going on. And these folks that are signed up, some of them are new players. Sometimes we get folks that are brand new to raiding. We'll have some first-timers in here that have never done this raid before. Sometimes we get people that have been playing DDO for years and just never got into raiding. And sometimes we have, experienced players that just maybe just don't know the raid we're doing for that particular week. So we get a mixed bag of folks. I'm going to take a few minutes to get people signed up. If you're watching the live stream, you've got several minutes before we're actually going to get the actions started. And now I'm going to take a few minutes to invite folks. Hey, Helen, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Welcome, Thaddeus.
Hello.
Welcome, Karis. Welcome, Noah.
Noah! That's my love. Yeah, it is kind of a good thing you left because there was tears and ghosts of perdition, just like you said there'd be, but we did make it.
There's always tears and ghosts of perdition.
Yeah, Earth from Help convinced me to do Rebirth. There was lots of tears. And I convinced Arklin to heal us, and I'm still recovering from that marital discord.
Hey, welcome. I was trying to figure out if we have another last minute sign up. Looks like I have like an alternate here. Okay, Turtle, I'm just trying to find out if that person is new to this.
He said he'd done it a few times, but not a lot, and he didn't really know what was going on.
Okay. Then let me let our alternate know that, that I'm not going to have a spot for them.
Oh my god, look at that transom.
Hey, Zadok, welcome.
There's my Zad.
Thank you.
Don't worry, after this, you'll know how to continue properly.
Okay.
Or you went deaf and forgot how to hear Ginger. That could happen.
Alright, well, we got this figured out now. Okay, so welcome everybody to this week's teaching raid. We do have some returning faces. That's awesome. Welcome back. And we have some people that I think are new to teaching raids. Who here has never been to these teaching raid events before?
Not for a couple of years. But I wasn't on the game.
And I also want to know, no, I didn't, not, I do want to know if you've done this raid before, but right now I want to know, like, who here has never attended a teaching raid event before, like one of our teaching raid events. And we are live streaming, by the way. We have 10 people watching now, and we probably won't get more than about 20 or 30 people watching. And you know, there are going to be some people from other servers that are sort of learning along with us that are going to be asking questions too. My attention will be focused primarily on you guys, but I just let you know that we are live streaming. And if you have not attended one of our teaching raids events before, this is a learning environment, and we're going to be explaining the raid I'm going to be explaining the raid as best I can. But if you have any questions at any point along the way, feel free to ask. You know, even if I'm talking, if you're lost or something, feel free to interrupt. I also, you know, I asked some of you when you sign up, but I want to know, like, I want to know who here has never done the Vault of Night before, or if you've done it a few times and you're still learning it.
I know the very basics of it, that's about it.
A couple
I
times
think I know
in
the first
2007.
half fairly well, but it's usually been a case of trying to keep up.
Is there anybody here who has never done it? Like you've never even stepped in? Okay, very cool. as far as others, you know, because I know that there are one or two people here that have done it several times, but just are still learning it. And this is a kind of a raid that you could easily do a dozen times and still not understand all the little tasks that are happening, because a lot of times this is the kind of raid where people know what to do, they step in, they go do a job, and people are splitting up, so you don't even get to see all of the raid, much less have anybody to actually explain to you what's happening. I mean, there are little tasks, levers over here that open doors over there, and things that you get way on this side of the map that do things on the other side of the map. So I'm going to be going over all of that. Alright, let's go ahead and step in. We are going to be doing Epic Elite. Most folks here are way over level, so Epic Elite won't be a problem. And this way everybody gets to get max favor for the event. So welcome to those that are watching the live stream and just tuning in. This week's teacher raid is Epic Von 5.6, and if you guys have questions at any point, I'm going to be watching the live chat. My attention is going to be mainly focused on the people and the newbies that are signed up here in the event, but I'm going to be watching the live chat too and answering questions when I can. We'll be running this a little bit differently than your typical Von 5.6 will be run. Typically what people would do is start splitting people up. People that know jobs, send a team to go do the puzzle and to get conquest, send another, send a trapper out to get the traps, and send another team to go the other way, etc., etc. But we are going to stay together because I want you guys to see as much of this as possible. So first thing, you'll see there's some NPCs standing around the Laughing Knives that are part of this storyline. There's Merrick and Vale and Mistress Orphany and Haywire that you saw in the flagging quests, and Dirge of Karnath is behind us. And some of the NPCs have items that by today's standards are irrelevant. One of them gives you just a like a wand, I think, that cures a disease that you get in here, but you can just use a remove disease, cure disease pot now, or heal scroll. Another one I think has some arrows, that you're not gonna need, like, again, by today's standards. Come on over here to Haywire, though. He does have a critical item for this raid, and do not talk to him. In fact, this is the first point. This is very, very important. Is if you're not the person assigned to carry what's called like the voice in the ring, do not talk to Haywire. Some people just they see an NPC and they just reflexively want to talk to them, and they don't even realize, like, when they're talking to this guy, he's actually going to give you an item. People a lot of times will just click through dialogue without even really reading it, and I'm guilty of that. But he's going to give you this item, and there's only one for this whole raid, which is necessary to complete some tasks. And if the person that's supposed to have that and knows what to do with it doesn't, then it can make the raid incompletable. If people are just standing around and nobody realizes maybe that they talk to Haywire and they have the voice in their inventory. And this raid, you will once in a while have raids that just can't complete because nobody realizes they're the one with the voice. And people just give up, people are screaming, "Who's got the voice in ring?" I've been there. So, bottom line is, don't talk to Haywire unless you are assigned to have the ring and voice. He just gives the voice. I'll show you where the ring is. And if you ever get in a situation where people asking about that, like who's got the who's got the voice of the ring, make sure you check your inventory for those items. The ring is actually very easy to pick up by accident too, and I'll show you that when we get to it. Okay, we're going to continue starting to the east. We're just going to kill a bunch of trash on the way to the first task, which is a puzzle, a floor tile puzzle. Lots of undead in here, dwarves, there's going to be some iron golems. There are a couple doors here that are, like, there's a gate and a door. They're closed for now, but we're gonna come back through here again later and go through those. But now we're gonna go to the south. This raid is not soloable, by the way. I believe that perhaps technically it could be duoed, but you would have to have crackerjack timing. You can do it with 3 for sure, if you have 3 people that really know what they're doing. But I think, you know, generally speaking, you know, unless you're really good at the raid, you probably wouldn't want to try to come in here with less than 6. But once you got things down really well, you know, you could definitely do this with 3 or 4.
It can be duoed. We used to.
There's a YouTube of people doing it.
No, Dre and I used to do it.
Okay, so what did you do for the levers when you're down below? Did you just have like a pet or something? Because I think if you duo it, you gotta have pets, like a druid wolf or something.
Yeah. He was a druid and I was an arty.
Okay, so that's the thing. If you try to duo this raid, you got, I think both people have to have pets, because there's like 4 levers that have to be pulled up at the same time. And then another person has to be like in a different spot, so trying to pull all 4 levers and then have the second person be in that spot is like I said, takes crackerjack time. I wouldn't recommend
Is
that
that
you
the
do it.
split hallway?
What was that?
That would be the split hallway where you have to have the strength and the wisdom, and then the upper lever.
No, that actually I think is that requires pretty good timing to do it with 2, but definitely can be done with 2. It's the part where you sort of get tossed up with the air jet, and the 4 people have to be down below on the levers. It's when we get to the final hall. Okay, so this puzzle here, this floor tile puzzle, it's the same every time. There's a solution up on the wiki, you know, or you can just sort of figure it out. But basically the objective here is, and I'm not going to try to teach you how to do it, I'm just going to explain to you what needs to be done. You have to route the light into these side rooms, and then there's a rune that you need to run the light through. And just open one of them up here just so you can see. You step into this western little cubby, you'll see there's a rune. And sometimes it's going to make sense for you to actually route the light in and back out, like I'm doing now, and then you can use the light coming out if it makes more sense. Or in any event, what you have to do here is there are a total of 5 runes here that need to be lit. And so you see there's 2 side rooms here that the light needs to be routed into a rune there, and then actually we would just open up the next set too so you can see that.
And if you're not good at puzzles, there are about 8 million different puzzle solutions online you can look up to give you the pattern.
Yep, you can go on the wiki, you can watch a video. Okay, both these first 2 side runes are lit, and we can continue to the next part. And so you just want to continue routing the light up here, and there are 2 more side rooms just like the previous 2. You need to route the light through there, and then finally to this final rune here, and then that'll open up the speaking stone that's behind the barrier, and that's a task that needs to be done later. And so at this point, usually what your leader is going to do is just send like a couple people, maybe 3, and have like 1 person that knows how to do the floor tile puzzle with 1 or 2 more people to stay here and kill stuff. These Warforged continuously respawn from the side rooms, and so people will like farm conquest. They'll just keep killing until you get conquest. So I want all the newbies to come with me, but I would like maybe a couple of the High Lords that can do the puzzle and maybe farm conquest for us. Yes, Zadok, eventually all 5 need to be lit.
But they need to all stay lit, is what I'm getting at?
Yes. But sometimes it'll make sense for you to light one, reroute the light, and then light another, and then go back to, go back to the other one. But eventually they'll all have to be lit. But the light doesn't have to literally go in and out of the rune. It's just as long as the rune's lit, then you're good to go.
One thing you have to watch for when you're assigned to doing the killing for conquest is it's easy to accidentally click on the puzzle and turn things off and not realize it.
That is true, and then your puzzle solver will yell at you. And if you haven't been to our teaching raids before, one of the reasons that we do them is so that when you go into Pug, you don't get yelled at. Okay, who here from High Lords can stay and do the puzzle and do conquest?
The puzzle's about done.
Still need High Lords to stay for conquest.
I need your conquest.
Thanks, buddy.
Do you want me to stay as well? Or?
I want your trapping skills.
I can trap.
Oh, okay. Okay, Jintis, you stay here to kill, and then we'll make Turtle do our traps. Alright, let's take a D-door, folks. Here's a D-door at the entrance to the puzzle. A little shortcut back to the start. This raid doesn't lock out until the very end fight, by the way, so you can have people join late. So you're going to see Pugs posted, in progress. Okay, let's go to the west now.
You also might occasionally see people say bring their trappers to down the traps, then swap out to someone who needs the XP or the loot.
There's a big blade trap here. If you want to see what that feels like, I encourage you to go in there. The box is over here on the right. Oh, Mind Answer got it.
It is safe.
We have 15 people watching the live stream now. Welcome to those that are just
People
joining
at
us.
home.
What did you say, Turtle?
I said hi, people at home.
Okay, we're going to drop straight down just because I want to show you guys some things that are going on down here. It's going to be a few trash mobs, so kill them on the way down. Normally when you do this raid, you probably wouldn't even come down here unless you were assigned to a specific task. You can drop all the way down. There are some collectibles. I mean, there's some breakables.
One of the great things about Ginger's raids, they'll teach you everything.
I will teach you everything. Those of you who've done this raid a few times but are still learning probably have never been down here. So there's a speaking stone here. There are several speaking stones around, 3 or 4 of them around the raid, and they are going to like do certain tasks. But we can't use these yet because there's another task that we have to do to activate these. But I just wanted to show you this was down here, and I'll be referring to them later. So now we can start going back up, and there is one collectible that you can get on the way up.
It happens to be where I'm standing.
So you can, it's a little tricky to get to, but you can just sort of drop down here and then go around this column. And there's a pile of Barney rubble here. Very easy to miss and to not see. Anybody not get the collectible that wanted it? Anybody not sure where they're supposed to be? Okay, we're going to go back up and continue going to the west. So basically, unless you were the person with the voice to operate the speaking stones, you wouldn't even need to go down there unless you wanted to go get that collectible. Oh, thank you. So it's good to have somebody who can unlock doors in this raid. A knocker, lockpicker.
The DCs on these doors, even on Epic, are typically low enough that a knocker can get it.
If you're doing this heroic at level, both heroic at level and epic, you know, they're great XP. If you're doing it heroic at level, you probably want to get a trapper, because that trap can be pretty deadly to a bunch of, you know, 10s and 12s.
Some of these traps can flat out end groups, even with the recent power creep.
Yeah, even like on Epic Elite, that trap, that first trap, is going to take out some squishy tunes for sure, you know, because level 20s can get in here. You know, if you got a level 20 with 300, 400, 500 hit points, they get chewed right up in that. Okay, we're just sort of in like a ring. We can kill the trash mobs here.
I'm sorry, you were talking about that blade trap?
Yeah, I was just saying it can chew people up. So, you know, if you're a little bit squishier,
Yeah.
you're a little bit lower level.
The scrolls like you today.
Okay, right here there's a guy we're going to kill named Auto Knucklebones, and he drops another item that is very easy to pick up by accident. Don't pick up anything here, because I want you to see what this looks like. Because it looks like just a regular treasure bag. If you look on the ground and somebody already picked it up, that illustrates the exact point that I was going to make. That people pick it up reflexively.
It looks like a collectible bag.
Because it looks like a
that would
collectible
be
bag.
me.
And that's exactly what somebody did. That's how easy this can be done. And if it's a newbie that does that, and they don't realize that they actually picked up a quest item, and then people are, you know, in 15 minutes from now, people are going to be screaming at the top of their lungs over mic about, you know, who's got the voice and ring and calling people awful names. And so don't be that person that, you know, picks up the voice in the ring and doesn't know that you have it, because you can make the raid incompletable. So whoever picked that up, if you could trade that to me. But I do want to emphasize...
Yeah, I grabbed it.
Okay, yeah, just open a trade window with me and pass it to me. I do want to emphasize it drops from Auto Knucklebones there, the red name. It looks just like a purple treasure bag, but it says, hey, it says Arcane Signet Ring.
Signet ring.
Thank you very much. That thing.
It is not it's not necessary to pick up this chest over here to the south right away because we will be back here later in the raid.
That's a good point. A lot of groups will leave this chest unopened because, you know, there's just as a sort of a courtesy for people that come in late, and because you got to come back here anyways. So we will leave the
And
chest
this
for now.
chest you don't open till your trapper goes through this room. You'll notice there's 5 of them.
Yes, look around. 5 trap boxes. There are lightning traps in here.
They will not go off until you attempt to open the chest.
That's correct.
And I know it's fun to try to kill turtle, but you know.
Also, there's a very discreet
That's
lever
why you
over
have
here
the trap skills, huh?
where I'm jumping right now. I just want you to see there's a lever. It's very easy to miss on the side of this column here. If you didn't know it was here, it's very
Oh,
easy
what's
to
that
not
one do?
see. That just
That
opens up
that
the
door
door.
to the south.
Oh, I thought it was always searchable and gotten by the rogue.
And there's a collectible in
No,
this other room
north
here.
door is searchable.
And then this shrine will be open. You can use it any time. We are going to D door out, and I'll put one up in the main hall. And everybody take the D door. So what we've done already is we went over and we did the puzzle. That was our first objective. Then the next objective is we just went there and we picked up the arcane signet ring. Now we are going to go to the north. And here we have to split up, and there's not really anything we can do about that. But I want to send only High Lords to the right. Also, there are a bunch of traps here. You can watch my
If you
answer.
thought that whichever one first was a world ender, this one can really end the world on heroic.
Oh yeah.
The electric traps are not disarmable.
And here it's like the
So the
trap
trick
boxes.
to tapping this,
Oh, go ahead, my name.
if you go back and forth.
Yeah, it's the boxes on the one side operate the traps on the other side, right?
Yep. And the
Correct,
pattern is you
correct.
start on the left, and then you go back and forth, and you don't have to be in the spike while you're doing a box, because they will interrupt you.
If you are
So if your dodge
a
isn't
trapper,
very
go ahead
good,
and go up there and feel free to look around and stuff.
that's
Next thing I want to show you guys is, like Turtle was saying, these, we still have one trap to go. There we go. Anyways, like someone was saying, these electrical traps do not disarm. So I want to show you that you can jump over them. And I always jump when the electricity is at the top. But go ahead and, take a moment to a few times jump back and forth through the electric, get hit by it, see what that feels like, see if you can survive it. I'm sure all of you can, but if you've never gotten hit by this, just walk through it, see what that feels like. Stand in it. Now is the time to learn these things. I'm taking 1 electric damage.
How many traps per side was it?
What did you say, Helen? You broke up a little bit.
How many traps were there per side?
Is it 3 boxes per side?
Correct.
Okay. So 6 total boxes.
Or it could be more.
Well, let's get all the newbies on the left side.
I think there's 4 on one side and 3 on the other.
Oh, okay. And then, let's see who we got over there. So I want all the sign-ups on the left, and let's just send all the High Lords to the right. Newbies left, High Lords right. Does somebody have wisdom on the right?
I do.
Okay, cool. So here are 6 levers and runes and things that have to be pulled at the same time. This lever is a
We'll need
strength
someone
lever.
to do strength.
You're going to need a strength of 25. And the rune, I believe, is a wisdom of 20. Yep.
We're good.
And then, okay, cool. And then there's a ranged lever up top, up here. And so if you have like a pet, you can do, one person can do all of these, as long as you have the requisite stats. I'm not sure that it can be done without a pet, but maybe, I don't know. But it's a good
I have
idea to
seen
have
it
at least a
done
couple
once.
people. Okay, yeah, if you had perfect timing, I could see it being soloed. Each side having just one person, I mean. But let's see, let's have a person with 20 wisdom stand in front of the rune. A person with 25 strength stand in front of the lever, please. Thank you. And then a ranged tune, take your aim on the lever above. And on the count of 3, we are going to do it. So get ready. 1, 2, 3, pull. Okay, we just missed it. No problem. We'll just let it reset and we'll do it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3, pull. Great. Go ahead and go through your door. It'll only be open for a few seconds. If it closes up on you, anybody that got through can just pull levers. There's a lever.
Much easier to open on the
door
inside.
again. Yeah, it's just a lever instead of 3. Okay, Calanfris. The 5th time is the last time I'm gonna open the door for you. Come on in. Okay, I'll do it one more time. This is number 6. Alright, we're all together. Some trash mobs we're gonna clear out.
I take it you're going to want to show people the proper and typically used ways to get past these doors?
Yeah, I'll mention it. But I'm also going to show how to jump around too, because that's just what people do. So, okay, so the proper way to open these doors, if you will, the idea have jump if you're going to try to jump out here, is these levers on top of these pillars will open up the barrier on the bridge there, you can see. So go ahead and go through that if you're on the top side. And you can see the people that went right, they're down below. There's another bridge down there. If you fall, you're just going to have to basically swim over there. Okay, and then you can see there are more Warforged on the other column. There's another lever over there. And if you got Abundant Step or Wings or whatever, you can use that to get from one to the next, or from the bridge to over here. If you don't, you can just jump back to the original side there, where we first came in. Nice jump, Noah. And then this lever opens up the other barrier there. And when both of these levers are opened at the same time, it opens up the barrier for the lower bridge. So you probably won't see too many groups that actually put people on both of these levers, but just to let you know, somebody fell. So Helen looks like knows where to go. But I want to show on the live stream, and I want to show you guys that if you fall, you can actually get back if you have wings or something. There's also a collectible down here, but if you don't feel like you can get back up there, don't come down and get it.
Yeah, I'm pretty much used to always being on the lower group because I generally don't make the jump.
So here, what you can do is you can go up the supports, and then you can like jump out and around. Actually, it's the right side that is a little bit easier than the left side. In fact, I'll demonstrate that in the live stream. So on the right side, there's a ledge that you can catch. Or you can just make it all the way. But if you have wings or abundant step or something, you can go up on this one support and then just wing over here and then wing over again to the other side. Or if you move particularly quick, you can just jump and catch the ledge. I'm going to open up the barrier. You can also go up the supports of the upper bridge too and jump around, and so that's what a lot of people are going to do, and I'm going to try to demonstrate that. Let's see, Noah, do you know how to get back? Okay, you got wings, you're good to go.
Another way to get back if absolutely needed, like someone with the voice or stuff falls, is you can go out and someone will let you back in.
Yep, that's a good point. So just showing you that you can go up the support and then jump out and around to get over too. If you have bad Mario skills, this can be terrifying. But, you know, worst case scenario, you can just join up with the lower crew, or like Turtle said, you know, you can, if you fall and you have to be up here, you know, and there's no other way for you to get up here, you can go back out and have somebody let you back in. So you go back out to where all those traps were, the electrical traps, the spinny traps, where we split up. You can go back out and then back in the other side.
Hey, Ginger, you said Helen fell. She was your door unlocked, or did someone else able to unlock up there?
I have Dieter. I can come back that way if need be.
I can always use a bell.
I have the door and can get back that way if need be.
Nah, it'll be okay. Come on up, guys.
But you don't need to detour out of here. You can walk out of this area on either side. So if you fall, you can just walk out, pull the lever, let yourself out, run around, and get someone to let you back in.
All right, I'd like to keep practicing, but I'm holding things up. Which way should I go then?
You can just stay with the lower group.
Okay.
This is a strength lever here. There's one on the other side too.
Is there a key for these doors anywhere, or do they have to be picked?
They have to be picked. There is one door that has a key.
Actually, I'm back at the upper crew entrance if somebody has a moment to open the door.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So let's let Helen in. You guys can come on back. I just want to show you. You can follow me back just so we're staying together and stuff.
See a quick AFK, I'll just stay here for a second.
Cool. See if I can make it. Actually, if you're not comfortable, don't try to make these jumps. They're a little bit tricky. But if you want to practice it, go ahead. Maybe we'll practice them on the way back, because on the way back, if you fall, you know, we're just heading out anyways.
We've got Conquest Mask with Dieter.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
white flare ginger at the center.
I'm going to try to demonstrate in the live stream that if you have a good jump and you're quick, you know, if you have haste or some kind of, you know, haste boost or whatever, you can
Is
actually make
Treadway
that
one of the
jump
guys that stayed in the
without
Warforged
wings.
room with the puzzle?
The puzzle's done and Conquest is done.
I know. I'm just looking at Conquest and going, holy, he's like lapping the rest of us for kills.
Yeah, he was sitting there killing stuff over and over.
Yeah, if kill counts are your thing, you want to volunteer for the conquest.
You just get some more trash here to kill.
Well, I've never played a caster really, so no, I've never done a lot of the Conquest.
Oh, anyone can do the conquest. As long as you can survive, you can kill. You
No,
don't
I
have
mean
to
just
be
in
a
general.
Ah.
Welcome to those who have recently tuned in to the live stream. If you have any questions about the teaching raid, if you're learning along with us, in fact, I'd like to know, are there any of the live stream people watching the live stream that are new or newer to Vaughn 5.6 and are learning along with us? Thank you. We're gonna have a named mob here and some trash. Okay, so the folks that are new, this part is the part where the arcane signet ring is used, and the only thing in the whole raid that it's used for is to open up these barriers here. The person who has the ring just can walk up to the barriers and the barriers will come down. So that's the only thing that the ring, the arcane signet ring that we got earlier, is used for. And then these rune wheels here all need to be set to a certain rune. They actually correspond. This is what a lot of people don't know, even people that know this raid really well. These rune wheels actually unlock the speaking stones. And the speaking stones all have a rune on them that actually tells you the solution to unlock that specific speaking stone. You can also look up the solution on Wiki, or you can just click each rune wheel 4 times, which is what I'm going to do. Because I don't remember what the runes are, I just remember click them 4 times. That's what everybody does. It's always 4 times. So there's one there, and there's one on this side too that we click 4 times. And then we're going to go up the ladder. And there's another one up here and a couple trash mobs. So if you ever, the important point here is, and this happened to me, you know, a couple years ago when I was still learning things, is, you know, there was a speaking stone that wouldn't talk to me. I couldn't figure out why, and it's, if you ever get into a situation where a speaking stone doesn't want to talk to you, it's because the puzzle wheel wasn't set correctly. Okay, so all puzzle wheels have been clicked 4 times, and now all the speaking stones can be operated. But if you look at the bottom of the speaking stone, you'll see the solution for the green one. This is green. You see the gem is green. You can see that it's the elephant symbol. I call it the elephant. Some people have different names for these. In any event, that's the symbol that the green puzzle wheel needs to be turned to in order to activate the speaking stone. So I'm going to talk to it because I have the voice. Okay, so it's Haywire's voice.
Turn on your general chat if you want to see the dialogue options as he's doing them.
So that thing, Haywire's voice, that we got from Haywire right in the beginning room, it's the person that has that can do the talking to the speaking stones. Nobody else will be able to talk to the speaking stones. and you'll have a couple options. And you want to say, my name is Odo Knucklebones, not what your actual name is. And then each speaking stone is going to be able to perform 1 or 2 tasks. And you want to do all of them. There's not like a wrong selection, other than if you tell them your name, that's the wrong selection. If you tell them your name, you're not going to be able to advance through the dialogue. But whatever tasks the speaking stone can do, you want to click them both. So in this one, I'm going to do lower the emergency barriers in accounting. And then I'm going to talk to the speaking stones again, say I'm Odo Knucklebones, and then channel energy into the North Portal Conduit. Notice that Restore North Portal Conduit is checked in the upper right hand corner. So if you ever get to the end fight, you know, or the end fight doesn't want to open up, or excuse me, yeah, you're not able to progress when you get to a certain point, make sure that, you know, all these tasks have been done. In fact, I'll point it out when we get there. Okay, let's go back out. There's a chest that we can get on the way out. In fact, there's also sort of a stuck spot that I want to show you. So for those of you who are on my side, right where I am, if you look down, you'll see there's another platform down there. That's where the right team is. Just drop down.
Hi. Welcome back.
And we got a chest here. If we can get an unlocker, please.
Hey, Turtle.
I missed you, Navy.
We do have someone in the live stream that's been playing since 2008, and they've never done this raid. This is just a trash chest. Alright, so you can go out the way we came, but I really want to show you guys what happens when things go wrong, like if you fall off here into the lava. So go ahead and fall into the lava. And I just want you to see that there's no way out. But don't panic. If you ever fall down here, you know, you can jump up on, you know, one of these little supports on the side to at least get out of the lava. If you ever fall down here, you're going to need to let people know. If you don't have D-Door, you're going to need to, you know, ask for somebody's help who does have D-Door.
Was there a D-door and I missed it?
Nope, I'm going to put one up here in the west. I'm going to jump up on this thing.
I can put up a D-door as well.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Be aware there's a stuck spot under the strut, because I just found it.
There's what? A stuck spot?
There's a stuck spot. Yeah, I'm stuck in it. I can't get out. Kind of afraid to use stuck, because last time I did, it put me right out of the raid.
Use D-Door. Go ahead and take the D-Door, guys. It's appeared above us.
I can't cast it while I'm in the water. I'm well and truly stuck.
Okay, I'm gonna get you out. Thaddeus, take that D-Door.
South side.
There you go.
I will let y'all back in right side.
And you're under the lava?
I'm in the lava. I'm stuck on the strut on the south.
Look at you.
Yeah, I found the stuck spot.
Okay, my D-Door is going to be off timer here shortly. In the meantime, the live streamers are all laughing at you.
I can't even heal myself down here. It sucks.
Maybe we should
They
just
were.
let you die.
Oh, then you could be Pocket Turtle.
I have been pocket turtle before. See, I'm special. I can get stuck when no one else gets stuck.
That is pretty talented. Look at you go. Okay, I'm going to see if I can do a D-Door on top of you.
Oh,
You
it
got
let me out.
You got out.
I was really stuck though.
D-Door's up.
Noah Beef was watching me try to get out. I think he was laughing too, which is fair.
I got your message, Papa Sears, and I will be responding probably later
So the
tonight.
moral of that story is be careful by the South Pylon.
Okay, who is...
Let me sing before you went on.
We have a door opener on the right side.
Oh, okay. Are you okay up there, Ina?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, we are going to go to the west. So we've already been through here once, but the second time we're going to have some trash mobs here.
We need to do the north portal levers still.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about the levers.
Split the group again.
Yep.
Because there's no one to let y'all in on left.
Okay, so your noob party leader forgot a task. So we're going to have to split up again. And
Where do you want the?
same split as before. The newbies come left. That's why I'm on the left side, because clearly I don't know what I'm doing. And the High Lords go to the right. And we'll pull on 3. This, you know what? This is going to happen though. Invariably, you're going to get into a group, and this is going to happen. So we'll pull on 3. 1, 2, 3, pull.
Actually, this happens a lot.
Yep. And now's an opportunity for you. I'm glad that we're back here, actually, because if you've never jumped up on these supports and jumped around, I want you to practice that.
You could do it with just a cap jump spell and featherfall, but something like Misty Escape or Leap of Faith helps a ton.
If you fall, you can just swim over the lava to like the southeast and just, you know, climb out on the rocks. But there's a lever on each side, a strength lever that needs to be pulled.
By the way, if you're in the right group, basically all you do is fight to the point it up. It's just a straight line, and it's just a mob. There's nothing to it.
I got one, but not both.
Okay, it looks like it's just
Jumping?
me
It
and
takes
Helen on the
practice.
left. That's okay. So that, like I said, there's a strength lever on the left and right that needs to be pulled, and there's going to be some fighting to be done on the other side.
Which we've already done.
Okay, great. And we can go ahead and D-door Helen.
Or if your D-door is on timer or on a mana or something, you could just easily run out the right side.
Yeah, actually, go ahead and drop down, because I can just show you the other side. There's a lever over here. So here's the strength lever on the other side. When this is pulled, there's going to be golems that spawn on each side, and you just got to beat them down. Okay, I'm going to pop a D-door. Go ahead and take the D-door. And now we're going to go west for real.
Yeah, when you pull that right side strength lever, just bog standard iron golems, adamantine DR, absorbs fire.
Fresh trash mobs on the way.
It doesn't absorb fire. Fire heals them.
That's what I meant.
There's some Barney Rubble here. Get your collectible. Easy to miss. I'm going to drop down to talk to the Speaking Stone. This is the one that we dropped down to
really
earlier.
is if you're on the right side and you're a fiend pact warlock, turn off your pact.
Okay, notice in the upper
And
right-hand
no
corner,
firewall.
in the quest box, it says Restore West Portal Conduit, and that has been checked. That's what I just did at the Speaking Stone.
And you may want to leave it off for the section we're coming to.
Yeah, it's not just this raid either. All iron golems are like that. We had a group meltdown in Tempestine back in the day because we had a Sorix that cast firewalls all over them and was healing them more than the group could damage. It was hilarious. And we couldn't get him to understand that if the numbers are green, that's not our friend. He was convinced if there's numbers, he was doing damage.
You mean green damage numbers on the mobs aren't good?
I knew that was you, Ginger. I just knew.
Okay, some iron golems we gotta kill on each side here. And then go to the center here. I want you to see that there's this adamantine coffer here on top of this dais. So this is a quest item that's required to open up a gate later on. So I want to show you this is where it comes from. Grabbing that. And now we're going to go to the west again.
Can anyone pick it up, or does someone specific have to do it?
Anyone can pick it up,
Anyone
but
can do it.
you shouldn't pick it up unless you're that person. Go ahead and open this chest. And then there's a chest on the other side that, when opened, is going to activate some trash mobs. So let's all go to the other side once you got that first chest. It's gonna be these 6 Warforged that'll activate. So don't ever open this chest, you know, if you're alone, unless you know that you can handle these Warforged. Help yourself to the loot. Go ahead and shrine up if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and use it just because we're not going to be back here, so you might as well use it if you want to. But you could come back here if you were saving the shrine for some reason. There's also a shrine right at the start where we first stepped in, so 2 shrines in this part. Okay, when you're done shrining, go ahead and take the D-door. Great. Now we're gonna go to the east. So we just went west for the second time, and now we're going east for the second time. So when we went to the west, that time we were getting the adamantine coffer. And doing the speaking stone. So we're going to need an unlocker for this door. Thank you. And the adamantine coffer, if you want to go ahead and step in here. Actually, if you look down through this fire grate, that's where we're going to be. You can see there's like a rust monster down there. We're going to fight him in a minute. But the adamantine coffer that we just picked up from the other side goes into this disposal speaking stone. You just click on that and click the option that says insert the adamantine bound coffer in the disposal's receptacle. And then that opens up this gate out here. Before we go down there though, let's all go back up to the puzzle. All go to the south. We'll come back here in just a minute. But because I'm wanting everybody to see as much as possible, normally just the person with the voice is going to come up here because there's a speaking stone. Like I said, you know, because this is a teaching raid, we're keeping everybody together. So we're going to the south. And you can see the completed puzzle. Still mobs spawning. Go all the way to the end of the puzzle.
Now, if they if the mobs have spawned, they will only spawn one at a time, so it's not like once you're done with Conquest and come back, you're going to be facing 30 mobs. They only respawn if the original one dies.
And I'm just talking to the speaking stone here, saying my name is Odo Knucklebones. Ask it what tasks it can perform. This one has 2. Stop the production of the maintenance golems at once. I click that, then I talk to it again. Get 6,800 XP for that. Tell them again, my name is Odo Knucklebones. Channel energy to the East Portal Conduit. Notice that restore the East Portal Conduit has been checked. Now we're going back out. Again, only the person with Haywire's voice that you get from Haywire in that starting room can talk to the speaking stones.
If
Like
somebody
they
else
do.
tries it, does it damage the raid?
What was your question, Helen?
If somebody else tries it, does it damage the raid or block further progress
No.
for us, or is it nothing?
Not at all.
It'll just basically, in nice terms, be like, who the hell are you?
That's fine. I just like to know that you don't have to do massive warnings of, if you touch this, we all die.
Yeah, the problem happens when people pick up the ring and the voice who weren't supposed to and then don't know that they have it. So here, you can see that there's an iron key down at the bottom of the lava. It's not actually a joke that somebody's trying to play on you, like, oh, there's a key at the bottom of the lava. There really is a key down here at the bottom of the lava. And this key opens up this door. But this door can also just be picked.
The only occasional problem you get with that is when you get somebody with a voice who's in some kind of hurry and doesn't wait for conquest, and you have a bunch of people in here looking for XP, that can erupt into unpleasantness. Because if you turn those off, you can't get conquest.
Two things of interest in this room.
There's a chest down below, folks. Go ahead and drop down and get that. And then there's a collectible right around the corner from the chest, too. Some mushrooms sort of back behind. And then just take the ladder up. And we're going to continue to the east.
You could go for years without ever finding a collectible. I'm living proof.
Yeah.
Oops, I meant to the south. These mobs will activate once you start going up the hallway up there. Just waiting for everybody to get up here. Are you still trying to get the chest, Calanfris? Let's wait for Calanfris, folks. All right. Another door that needs to be unlocked. Somebody got it, thank you. Some rust monsters.
Ah, rusties.
Now we're gonna fight
Nice.
them.
Boom.
Don't run into the next room because it will lock. I want everybody to come in here. Just go just past the door where I am. this I want you to see. Okay, cool. We're gonna fight the Rust Emperor now. And he has a crystal key that he has eaten that didn't digest because it's crystal and not metal. And he drops that key when, if you look on the ground, you'll see crystal key. There's an adventurer's pack in the back corner. And then take the D door. And the D doors that we're doing here, you know, they're just shortcuts. Otherwise, we just have to run back, you know. Alright, now we are going to start going down the final hall. We're going to go to the south. There's some trash mobs above us that we can actually range down. It's nice to just get them out of the way. Tough to get a good angle on them. Okay, if you're new, go ahead and drop to the bottom. And I want you to see that there are 4 levers here. These all have to be pulled, you know, basically at the same time. And so this is a part where, you know, if you're doing this really, really short-handed, it can be really tricky. You know, one person can get 2 levers. But you gotta be quick about it, and I suppose if you had a wolf, you could get 3. I don't think that one person can get all 4 of these, even if you have like a pet. But what
No,
this
it's not possible.
what this is gonna do is this: when all 4 of these are pulled, it's gonna shoot. It's gonna. You can see the air jets blowing down right now, but it's gonna redirect. There's air flowing down here and fire blowing up the top, and it's gonna reverse that. So there's going to be fire shooting out of these, which can damage you. So you know, if you're a little bit squishy or something, you want to pull the lever and get the hell out of the way. Otherwise, you're going to get fire, you know, shot down at you. And then the air jet is going to shoot out of the pipe up top, and somebody can, or multiple people, need to be standing on top of that pipe so that they can be shot up, and then start pulling a couple levers that let ladders down so that we can get up. And so earlier, a few minutes ago, I said, you know, if you get to a point where things can't progress, it's probably because, you know, one of the speaking stones tasks wasn't performed. So right now in the upper right corner, you see restore north, west, and east portal conduit have all been checked. If those weren't checked, when we pulled these levers, it wouldn't reverse the airflow. And so sometimes groups will get to this point and go, why the heck isn't it shooting people up? Well, you would look in the upper right-hand corner to see if all those tasks were performed. And like I said, more than likely, just somebody forgot to speak to one of the speaking stones. Alright, now, if anybody who's new would like to go up top and be shot up, you can do that. You typically want to be able to handle a little bit of fire damage because there's the flame jet shooting up there right now.
Oh, I thought you had to have a good reflex save or something for a trap.
That would probably let you, you know, avoid some of the fire damage. That would be the only significance there. Okay, we're gonna pull these levers on 3. Did you have questions, Zadok?
Okay, so I'm incorrect then that the person who's being shot up the jets doesn't need to have a good reflex save as a rogue or a ranger or something then, or whatever?
Not at all. So the significance of that would just be that if they had evasion, they probably wouldn't be getting hit by the fire that's up there.
Okay.
Okay, pull the levers on 3.
All right,
1, 2, 3, pull. Oh yeah, no problem, buddy. And notice there'll be fire jets that shoot down if we got it, which can damage you. And did somebody get up there?
Yes, quite high.
Okay, cool.
And Jinta's right on ahead.
So the people that get shot up are going to pull a lever that's going to lower this ladder where I'm jumping right now, and that will let the rest of us up. Lever up there. If you look up, if you stand at the base of the ladder where I am and you look up to the left, you can actually see the lever up there. You can select it. You can't see the lever, but you can select it and see the word lever. That's one of the levers, two different levers that need to be pulled up there.
Was that the only lever?
There's one more.
There's one where those four Warforged were to the left of it.
It has just got the rune. Or no, that's another lever.
Did some lever get missed?
Yeah, there's a lever up there that still needs to be pulled. It's great. Let's get.
Yeah,
let's,
it's where those.
I'll go ahead and show it for the live stream too. So let's go ahead and get
Okay,
people back
fine.
down on the levers, please. Go ahead and jump down and get on a lever. And if you're not down there, if you want to jump up on this pipe here and get shot up, give it a try. Okay, we got people on levers. Let's pull on. Oh, there's nobody on one of them. We need somebody else down there.
It takes two people to do this drawbridge lever.
Pull on 3. 1, 2, 3, pull. And the ladder is down, but since we're here, might as well do it. Okay, let's try again. We'll pull on 3. Oh, there we go.
The traps aren't done up here either.
So the lever that needed to be pulled was right there. And then there's another pipe up here that can shoot people across. Like you can stand on the pipe and get shot across to where the lever was that needed to be pulled. And then another lever lets this ladder down here. But we're just going up. And one person can actually do the drawbridge. You gotta be super quick about it. And if you want to troll your friends, and this is the thing I didn't learn for years, is that you can actually, once the drawbridge is down, you can actually bring it back up. And so when your friends are crossing it, you want to bring it back up and make them fall. And then they fall down there and they start screaming at you. It's pretty funny. So let me show you that. So where I am, there's ranged levers on either side. It's just in case you didn't see what was happening, and they both need to be toggled in order for this drawbridge to go down, but it's already down. And you can see that now they're just toggling in at opposite intervals right now. So this is one of the frustrating things, that because of the way they toggle, you know, your timing needs to be really good. One person needs to instantly do both, or you need to have two people that are on the same timing. There you go. Finally got it to go back up. Now good luck getting it back down. There you go.
And it is really annoying when you do that and people are on the bridge.
Maybe.
One of my goals in my DDO life is to dance a certain member of my guild while they're on that bridge, and then make the bridge open and let them fall while they're dancing, get it on video, post it to my channel, and then on that day when I finally capture all that, I'll probably be done with DDO, because I will have accomplished everything I want to. Alright, we are almost
So
done.
that's the egg game solution.
He shadow humps us a lot too.
Do you have video
No.
evidence of that? Because if not,
No, but you do.
then, you know, I wouldn't go around making these kinds of slanderous accusations.
Oh my God.
There are libel laws, you know. Okay, we need another unlocker here. This is another great place to troll your friends. In addition to opening the bridge while they're crossing it, after the second door is open, you know, there's some traps that are going to spawn and a box over there that will deactivate them. But if you can dance them before they deactivate the box while they're in the traps, it's really funny.
If you unlock the third door, does it still disable the traps?
I believe so.
It does drop the traps, although I think the box will still be available to disable if for whatever reason you still need it for debilitation.
Make sure you do not talk to the dwarf. Do not talk to Irak de Kundarak, because that will lock the raid. That's a very, very important point. Don't ever, ever, ever come in here and just talk to him right away. If you do that, you are going to get yelled at.
This locks the raid.
Yep.
Yeah, and sometimes people still need to get that one last shrine before this end fight because he has a lot of hit points.
So if you forget and talk to him, you might get squished too.
Okay, it looks like we're all here. Let me just check. Okay, great. So once we talk to Arak here, it's going to close the door behind us, and it, like we said, it locks the raid. So this, up to this point, people can still come in late. And so if you're shorthanded and you're trying to do part 6, the next part, and I also want to emphasize this, because every time we do a teaching raid, pretty much, this happens. Listen closely. When we finish this part, do not recall out. The next part is we enter it from here. Do not recall out. I'm going to say it like 5 more times. So we had several people
This also
recall out in our teaching raids and not be able to do the last part.
This consequently means that with the big XP windfall, you can't alter your destinies, get enhancements, etc. You got to go into 6 with what you have.
Mm-hmm. It's like Titan, if you've ever done that.
So we'll talk to him, it'll lock the door, and then the Iron Golem in the center is going to activate. And he's like immune to like all elemental damage, immune to light, immune to alignment damage. I mean, basically you got to do physical
Immune
damage
to force.
him. Yeah, immune to force. You got to do physical damage to him. So if you got a lot of casters in here, DPSing him can be really, really slow. And
To make it even worse, he has adamantine DR.
You know, I just got done, or
And a fair bit of it.
a couple lives ago, we were doing this at level, and we had a real hard time doing this on Reaper 4. I'll be posting a video of that soon. But you want to make sure that you have adequate DPS to bring him down. Most epic groups aren't going to have a problem, but just be aware that, you know, he is immune to so many different damage types. Like, I won't be able to do anything to him as a warlock. I guess I could swing my
None of
weapon
the
a little
warlocks
bit.
will, pretty much.
One thing worth noting, some groups use this for XP. You do not get a timer until you complete the next part. So if you do recall here, you can come right back in and do it again.
Which is good if you're XP farming it.
Yeah.
We're also going to have large...
And
oh, go ahead, Turtle.
There's still groups that do that, so it's worth, if your whole group leaves, it's worth knowing. You will not get the timer, and you will run again until they complete.
This is much more common in heroics.
Yeah, sometimes people want to run it multiple times at level. We're going to have large iron defenders that spawn too, and each one of them are keyed to a different element, and I don't know what the deal with that is. That has something to do with the Iron Golem. Does anybody know that mechanism? like,
I think it defends him from their element until you kill him, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
well, it wouldn't defend
It
him.
can
I think it
actually
makes him
reflect
heal.
the element back.
Is that what it is? Okay, it doesn't heal that element.
They used to tell you all the time, turn off your elemental damage or you're going to get hit back with it, and I've seen it happen.
Yeah, in the old days before the dogs, it reflected no matter what, so we all had plain adamantine weapons for this fight.
We're gonna go ahead and get started.
And it's just your base 4 elements, your fire, cold, acid, electric.
If you're new, get in front of the golem. See what he feels like. He will overrun you
Now
as
your
well.
warlocks. Your warlocks do have something to do in here. They can deal with the dogs easy enough.
And if you're a burst warlock and you do use weapons like mine, you can still hit him. Just your bursts aren't going to do anything.
Right. Or worse than nothing if you're a fire or acid pact.
Somebody in the chat is saying that he actually heals from the element if the corresponding dog is up.
We're probably gonna have another dog spawn. I'm gonna keep an eye out.
Doing this at level 10, like on Reaper 4 or so, Reaper 3, this is no joke.
But this is one of the more fun raids.
Oh, definitely.
Great XP. So even though this is an older raid, you're gonna see it, you know, posted a lot because it's such a giant XP.
As Soul likes to say, incoming XP joygasm.
In most quests, people tell you to put on your voices. In this one, they'll tell you to drink XP pots. It's that good.
I
Really?
clicked on the center golem and I blue screened. This is Helen, so I'm busy coming back into game.
You're back. You're back.
The first time that's ever happened on this computer.
Everything's working okay though? No?
Yeah, I'm back in, but I'm not where I wanted to be. Let me tell you if I can get back to you guys quick. Is it possible to re-enter for you, or is it hopeless?
Where?
Vu, she's on the other side of the door.
That's weird because I thought I clicked on everybody and saw that they were in.
Yes, but I blue screened, which means the A would not have been reporting correctly.
Wow, that sucks. There's no way for you to get to us either. But
It can happen, so.
don't recall out yet because you're going to get XP.
I'm in the marketplace. It would be difficult not to recall.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry. So what happened? Why are you in the marketplace?
I clicked on the big guy in the middle. The computer locked up, blue screen of death. I rebooted the computer. I came back in and popped up in the marketplace.
Oh, wow. That sucks. Yeah.
It's rare, but it happens. The stuck command can do that to you in this raid, too. I used the stuck and I ended up in Evening Star once. That's why I was hesitant to use that when I got stuck earlier.
Well, if you want to see what, you know, you can watch the live stream if you want to watch the rest of it, but there's no way for you to get back in at this point, unfortunately.
Which means I'll miss the 6th as well. All right.
Yep.
Thanks for inviting.
Yep. Okay, guys, when you're ready, drink your XP pots, put your voices on, step up by the chest. Lets us know that you're ready to complete. Remember, do not recall out. The entrance to part 6 is right here, and part 6 is a lot shorter than part 5.
Oh,
I have no idea. I should have brought that to
Be really helpful because the chest is right on the door into the next thing. Proof the devs hate us. Be really sure you have your chest and not the door, or you'll just end up missing it.
Did you have a question, Zadok?
I was just saying I had no idea. I should have actually brought an XP pot.
Kalanfris, so you come on up here if you're ready to finish. Okay, cool. And then when you talk to the... Remember, do not recall out even after we finish. The entrance is going to be right here. We'll talk to the dwarf to finish it. I got
Yay, level
150,000,
27.
even though I've done it many times. And if it's your first time with a
First
good XP
time.
pot, you can get 300,000.
250,000 with a 30% pot.
Grab your loot, and then click on the yellow shimmery stuff to go into part 6. All right. The first thing I want to show you guys is that if you look over the edge, you'll see that we're like in space. And it's very easy to fall off of these platforms. And the walkways, you know, especially if you if you lag up for a second, you know, you can easily run right off. I want you to look down in the center, below the mound that you see, for the center mound that you see floating out there. I want you to look under that, and you'll see there's a little island out there. If you ever fall, try to feather fall down to that island, because there's a portal that'll appear there at the end, and you can get back up here. But if you ever fall and you can't at least get to that island, then you will be totally out of the raid, and suddenly you'll be teleported, you know, to the House K or the marketplace or something. The point is, if you fall, try to feather fall over to that island. It's very important. At least you won't be locked out of the raid. But if you miss the island, you will be totally out of the raid and will not be able to get back in. And so this next part, there's going to be a dragon fight, Bella, the red dragon, and she's going to be in the center up there. But we have to open the way to her, and the way that we do that is that, well, this part is set up sort of like a baseball diamond. And so you're going to hear people referring to like base 1, base 2, and base 3. And we're going to send teams to each of those bases. And you're going to have to beat down a Djinn. There's going to be some trash mobs too. And you can kill the trash mobs. They don't have to die. But the Djinn has to die. And the Djinn has to be killed to bring down a barrier that's on these pillars. And let's see if you can see them from here. You can kind of see them if you get a good enough angle. So if you step over here to where I am, you can kind of see base 3. You can click on a pillar. You'll see there's like a shimmering aura in front of it, like a shield. But you're going to kill the Djinn at your base, and then that's going to bring down that shield. That's going to then allow you to DPS the pillar. And there's a pillar at each base, and all 3 pillars need to go down within about maybe 10 seconds of each other. And once all 3 pillars are brought down, then that opens the way to the final fight. Where this part messes up is that, let's say you have inadequate pillar DPS at a certain base and they're struggling to get it down, and you can't sort of sync up and get everybody to bring the pillars down at the same time. This part can be incompletable. And what I'm not sure of, and I've been told that this is the case, but I know that years ago Vela, she'll be flying up and breathing fire over at us once we start this, and she can burn away the bridges. I don't know if she can still do that though. Does anybody know for sure?
I know a couple of years ago I fell when the bridge burned out from under me.
I'm told she still can, but it takes a really long time.
Okay.
So most groups won't see it.
It didn't used to take very long. She hit it 3 times before
No.
it was gone. And so what can happen is she can actually burn away the bridges between the islands or the bases, making it impossible to move between them. So if the people that are there can't DPS things adequately, then, or they get overcome by the trash, then you can fail before ever getting to the end fight. So it's a good idea to have, make sure you have enough people here. If you're going to do part 6, make sure you have enough people to cover the jobs. You're going to send teams to each base, DPS things down. And so what traditionally was done is that you would prep the genies. You'd take them down to 10% or whatever. Once they were all prepped, then all the bases would kill together, and then quickly DPS the portals or the pillars down. You're probably not going to see that kind of coordination by today's standard. People have so much DPS compared to what we had years ago. So you're probably just going to have people just smashing as fast as possible. If you see anything more coordinated than just smashing in a pug, then I would be surprised.
It does happen occasionally, though, because someone's having a problem. The communication starts to figure out who it is and to coordinate to get it done. But usually only when it's gone wrong.
Yep. So if we kill the gens and then we don't DPS the pillars down in sync within, say a minute or something, then the genies actually respawn and the shield comes back up on the pillar and you have to beat down the genies again. And like I said, we can just sit here and we can do this part forever. If the pillars are not all DPS down within about a 10-second window of each other, we're never going to open up the way to the end fight. What were you saying?
Real quick, when this was still max level 20 and epic, I remember the lead that Zadok's talking about. You'd bring a bard to fascinate all the trash mobs. Thankfully, it's not needed anymore.
Yeah, that's the old school way of doing it. I remember being that bard.
There were runs that literally would not complete because we did not have a bard. We would sit in part 5 for hours waiting for one.
Yep, the trash mobs would be so overwhelming that you would just want to fascinate them back in the day. That's not the case now. Just because of power creep and everything, when this is one of the old school epic raids. So back in the day when the level cap was 20, this was one of the epic raids that we had. This and Demon Queen, for example, and E-Chrono. And it was tough to do back then. But, we're all level 30 now and stuff, so, this stuff can be smashed pretty quickly. But, I can't emphasize enough that you can still have issues trying to get all these bases done at the same time. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to split us up into groups. I'm going to take a minute to assign jobs, and if anybody has any questions about what they're supposed to do, let me know.
Sometimes in pugs, you'll see people say roll 1d3, and then you just go to that base. Other times, you'll get a leader who assigns people individually.
This either means you have an Uber group or you have a bunch of Zergers who don't know what the hell they're doing.
It can also mean you have a leader who's a control freak. There's a couple that run this that I know of that want to micromanage the group the whole way through.
Well, I meant the people just rolling D3 and going to whatever base.
I totally do that when I'm running it.
Also, you will, again, in pugs, you will tend to see evasion tunes default to base 3, either assignment or just on their own. That's because they're sort of most useful with all the fireballs flying around and stuff. They can pretty much sit there and take no damage.
I think that's everybody. If you don't see your name on the list, please speak up. So, going to base 1, which is going to be to the left. When we get to the top of the ramp, you're going to go to the left. Is going to be Mind Dancer, Aura Child, Calanthris, and Carrot. Actually, let me change that up a little bit. No, it should work. So if you're a Warlock, you can use your tentacles to damage the pillar, by the way.
Oh, the pillars are immune to one of the damage types. I think it's piercing.
That is correct. That is
So
a
if you're
very good
using
point.
piercing, like me, that's why I keep a bludgeon weapon on me somewhere.
It's a construct, so you've got Construct Bane or Smiting. Casters can use Disintegrate, that's really good. Warlocks can use Everett's Black
Disintegrate will
Tentacles.
one-shot it even on Epic.
Ruin, Untyped Damage, all these things are good.
Cyclonic Blast, another good alternative.
Base 2, which is also going to go to the left at the top of the ramp. Base 2 will pass base 1 and keep going to the far base across the way from us. You can't see base 2 right now. That's going to be Jintis, Lemuria, and Treadway. And then base 3, which is going to go to the right at the top of the ramp, is going to be me, Thaddeus, Noah, and Zadok. We're going to give base 2 about a 15-second head start.
Most pugs won't.
No, they won't. They'll just say go, and everybody will be a free-for-all, and then you'll just hope it gets done. And most, you know, because of power creep, most of them are going to get it done. But you're going to see some instances where this turns into a nightmare in pugs, because they're just so uncoordinated. You know, some bases don't have enough DPS, for example. We're not going to prep the gens. We're just going to go in and smash them and take down the pillars. And if we have any issues, then we'll try to get a little bit more coordinated. Also, it's worth mentioning that if you're ever assigned to base 2 and you're going to that far base, if you cross the first base first and you have the aggro of the gen, what he's going to do is pull you back to him. You're going to get like almost all the way to base 2, and then you'll be teleported back to the gen. And if that happens to you for the first time, you're going to be like, what the hell just happened? So I'm letting you know it's because you had the aggro of the gen, which is fine. It happens. Like whoever crosses there first is going to get his aggro and is going to get pulled back. And now, so I'm just letting you know if you see that happen to you, that's why. So you just run again. And that'll keep happening
Want
to
to be
you
invised.
until you, oh, that's the, yeah, I guess if you're in biz, maybe you wouldn't grab that. It'll keep happening to you until someone else grabs the aggro of the gen. Any questions before we get started? Let's get some last second buffs.
Inferno, that is when you're in the center with the dragon, and I'm sure Voodoo will explain it closer to that point.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till we get into the dragon fight before I explain that stuff. Okay, base 1 and 2 are gonna go to the left, base 3 to the right. We're gonna give base 2 a 15 head start. Go ahead, base 2. It's Treadway, Lemuria, and Jintis. We're gonna wait till they're rounding base 1 before we go.
Another thing to know is the Djinn will grab you and teleport you back to base 1 as you're running by.
Voodoo already mentioned
I just
that.
said that. Thank you very much
I didn't hear
for
it.
not listening.
There we go.
Alright, let's go, folks. Notice Vela's breathing down on us. Base 1 to the left, 3 to the right. 1 to the left, 3 to the right. Remember, if you fall, try to feather down to that little island in the center.
If you are lagging here too, go really slowly because sometimes it will move you off the thing.
Beat down your
Your
gen,
mouse look will help too. Gentler movements.
and then beat down your pillar.
Yeah, I got ricocheted.
Okay, we're going to D-door back to the start. If you don't have D-Door on your base, you can just walk back. There's no urgency here. Years ago, this would lock out right away, and you'd have to all go in at the same time. You don't anymore. But we're all going to
I
the
didn't know that
center
changed.
island. And what I want you to do is just come back here behind this pillar where I am, or this stalagmite. And Jintis, if you could just go up there and just get her attention, so she's not comet falling us, just so she has somebody to beat on. Are you not a melee, Jintis?
No, ranged.
Oh, okay, that's fine. So this, where we're
Fine,
standing
a
right
couple
now,
warlocks have it.
this stalagmite here, this is like a safe spot from her Inferno. She's going to do her fire breath. Most groups are just going to stay in for it these days, but if you are, you know, having an issue of survivability with Inferno, or if you're doing this at level, for example, then this is, you know, you're going to hear people call it Inferno, and you're going to hide behind this stalagmite or this other one over here. Okay, don't DPS her too much, guys. When she's DPS down a little bit more, trash mobs are going to spawn. There's going to be a couple like red name fire renders who were lagging really bad. And, you know,
Inferno.
if you just have some
that
squishy
was
casters
Inferno.
back here,
That,
then that's going to be a problem. So you might have to have people assigned to taking those out. Also, there's a firewall like underneath her. It's going to do a lot of damage. I encourage you to go up under there and see what that feels like. But the bottom line is that in a normal run, you don't want to get like all the way up under her. But if you are new, go there now. Check it out. See what that feels like. It's a lot of damage. Also, stay in for her Inferno. Get hit by the Dragon Breath. See what that feels like. When she, here's one of the claws of Bella, the fire renders. You can take those out. Also, when
Occasionally you can trigger, she'll turn around and you can fight her butt instead.
I've never seen that happen.
I have. It was hilarious.
There's gonna be eggs that spawn here in a little bit.
Inferno.
Inferno coming.
She has a tell. If she starts snorting fire out her nostrils, Inferno's coming. About 90% of the time.
My guildies are overzealous. It's like they're trying to outdo me with the information.
Sometimes she'll fake you out with Inferno, but it's still good to be cautious if you're scared of it.
It's really funny when she fakes out twice in a row and the newbies stop believing and stay in the next time she does it.
When the eggs
Here
spawn,
comes
It's
another
about
one.
a quarter.
when the eggs spawn, guys, we're gonna let them stay up, and I want us to stop DPSing Bella right now. I want everybody to come back. Leave the eggs, don't kill them. I want everybody to see that if they're not killed right away, they're gonna spawn into fire elementals, which if you're in a squishy group can be a problem.
Also, if you want your casters killing them.
Yeah. Because if you're a caster and you're having trouble and you're running out of mana, those eggs give super mana.
So normally if you see the eggs, if Bella's really close to dying, you're just going to have people staying in on Bella and killing Bella. But you might have people, you know, you might have a leader that says, you know, everybody on eggs or something like that. But it's a good idea to keep somebody on Bella, otherwise she can, what she does is she starts comet falling and stuff. So let's everybody come back. Treadway, come on back. I want to see if she still
Behind
does
the pillar?
that. Yeah, everybody come back and hide behind the pillar. You can kill this claw of Bella here. Because back in the day, if nobody was on her, she would like start comet falling, and that would become a problem. Yeah, see how she's comet falling us? So this isn't like a total safe spot for everybody to just hang out and nothing happen. Like she's going to get pissed and start doing that if you you know, if there's nobody on her. So it's a good idea, like even in the Infernos and
Pay
stuff.
attention to me, damn it.
And yeah, and keep somebody on her. We can go ahead and DPS her down. And when she's dead, she'll complete the raid. And that is all. Congrats on your first, if it's your first. And help yourself to the 4 chests. If there's any final questions about any parts of any of Von 5.6, let me know.
Do you want to mention the best item, at least for melee is the best item?
I suppose it's worth mentioning that, yeah, this is where the Sword of Shadow can drop, which is a really, really nice two-handed weapon, and the Epic Sword of Shadow, which is, it's an old school epic item, which is made by collecting the seal, shard, and scroll, and the base item, and then making it epic at the epic altar, is a one of the most prized two-handed weapons in the game. The shard drops from the raid chest here and is extremely rare. This can also drop the Kundrak Delving Boots, which is the lowest level all-on freedom of movement item in the game. If anybody wants the Kundrak Delving Shield, there I actually pulled 2 of them. It's nothing fancy on Heroic, but the Epic version's okay for level 20. It's definitely dated. Or a child, I put 1 for you in the left chest, and Karis, I'll put 1 for you in the right chest. Okay, guys, that is all. Go ahead and finish out once you're finished looting. And don't forget to turn it in, and have a great night. If there are any final questions for the live streamers that are watching, let me know. I'm going to shut down the live stream here in just a minute, but I'm going to keep monitoring the chat. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer. Thanks again for coming, everybody. Don't forget to turn it in, and have a great night.
Oh yeah, if you don't turn in, it messes you up.
Yep, make sure you turn in, otherwise your raid timer does not start. And then you go do it again in 3 days.
And after 20 turn-ins, you get a nice envelope list.
Well, that's a good point too. Yeah, on the 20th completion list for all older raids, not the legendary ones, you're going to have a list of raid loot. Not all raids will have all of the items. Some of them have just a chance at certain items. Some raids will have every item, like Mark of Death, for example, has every item on the 20th list. But Vault of Night here just will have a chance to have any given named item. Okay, thanks again for coming, everybody.
I have to go run an after party.
And have a great night.
Thanks, everyone. Glanfus, you have Blood of Dragons in the main chest, too.
Alright, I'm shutting down the live stream now. Like I said, if you have any last questions in the live chat, let me know. And I'll still be monitoring chat for a few minutes.